if people don't want to be scammed, first of all, they have to get informed, and they have to stop getting all their perceptions from the mainstream media. You know, because you look at what we might call the conservative, or what you might call the moderate political right, and you look at the woke mentality, and they may be at odds with each other, but overwhelmingly they're getting their information from the same mainstream sources. They're just seeing that information in a different way. When you step back from mainstream sources and you look at alternative sources where narratives are being questioned instead of parroted and repeated, then you can start to see how the dots connect. You see, it's not what is happening that is the point of revelatory understanding. It's why it's happening. It's context. Yes, this is happening, okay, and if you react only on the basis of this is happening, then you can get sucked in and start behaving in ways that the authorities and the cult behind the authorities want you to act. But if you stop and you ask, why is this happening? Then you can start to get context. See, what's missing is context. You know, the mainstream media will tell you that something's happening. They'll put their own spin on it, of course, but they'll tell you that something's happening. They won't tell you accurately, unbiasedly, why it's happening. So when I have this phrase, know the outcome and you'll see the journey. If you don't know where the world's being taken and who by, and the techniques of manipulation that take us there, then the world is a random place. You look at a newspaper and you look at the news or whatever, and lots of random things are happening. And it's very difficult, almost impossible, it is impossible, from that perspective of perceptual randomness to make sense of the world. Not going to do it. But when you know where the world's being taken, you know basically who's taking us there, why, and the techniques of manipulation to take us there, suddenly randomness disappears, because what is random to most people becomes a very clear sequence of events that is taking us in a very obvious direction towards the outcome. And so, like I say, fundamental to manipulating humanity to take this journey towards the global Orwellian state is to set the target population at war with itself. And this is vital. I'm coming round to these riots and this racial division in a second. What the body does is focus our attention in a band of frequency, and that band of frequency is absolutely tiny. According to mainstream science, the electromagnetic spectrum is 0.005% of what exists in the universe. Some say it's a bit more, but not much. And visible light, which is the only band of frequency that we can perceive as a reality, is a smear of the 0.005%. And this is the body focus and the brain focusing our attention on this particular band of frequency. And in that period, which is ridiculously short, we have an experience by that information processing called being human. So the human body, the human brain, the human genetic system processes information in a certain way, and we call that human. And when we reach that point that we call death, the consciousness that's experiencing that and having these series of experiences we call human, then withdraws from the body, I call it biological computer, which processes information in a certain way. And that's why near-death experiences, in there now millions, describe that when they leave the body, when the body dies, reality is completely different to what it is as a human. Now, imagine this, people realized that they are infinite, eternal expressions of consciousness, having a brief experience called human, with a series of labels given to different humans like white and black and Asian and transgender and gay and straight and all these labels. What are those labels? They are experiences. That's all they are. Brief experiences. When they leave the body, they're not still Bill driving a bus. They're not Ethel on the checkout. They're expansive consciousness, which, as they describe, they can experience past, present, future, all in the same moment, and they undergo this massive expansion of consciousness. Why? Because they've left the body, which is focusing the attention of that consciousness within this narrow band of frequency. Now, if you knew that's what we were, that we're all one, that we're all expressions of each other, we're just different perceptual states of the same consciousness, having brief experiences with these labels. Try dividing and ruling that. Very, very difficult. And if there's a few of you and you want to control the many, you have to divide and rule the many and set them at war with each other. Otherwise, the few can't control the many. You have to get the many to acquiesce to you. Otherwise, the few can't control the many. And so what they've had to do is get humanity to self-identify the I with the labels. So you say to someone, who are you? They might say, I'm a white man from Barnsley who used to work in the mines. No, that's what you have experienced. That's not you. You are the consciousness that had the experience. Someone might say, I'm a black guy from the southern states of America, and I do this, I do that, and this is my background, this is my life story, this is what I do, this is my job. No, that's what you're experiencing. You, the I, the eternal I, the true I, are the consciousness having that experience, which will move on when that experience is over. Nightmare for divide and rulers. So what you have to do, you have to get them to self-identify with the label. I don't call myself white. I don't self-identify with white, you see. What do I self-identify with? I am consciousness having an experience through a body that happens to be white. I would be just as delighted to be having an experience through a body that happened to be black or Jewish or Arab. Don't matter to me. Asian. Don't matter to me. It's a vehicle for experience. I am the consciousness having the experience. So once you self-identify the I with a label, the cult has already got you. Because now you're seeing yourself in incredibly limited terms. What is a black person? What is a white person? It is a short experience called human. Try this. Instead of saying I am black, I am white, I am whatever, I am all that is, has been, and ever can be, having an experience called a black body, a white body, an Asian body, whatever. But that's all. Why are we, who are an expression of an infinite flow of consciousness, limiting ourselves in our self-identity to I am black or I am white? Once you say I am white and I am black, now divisions can occur. And if I'm an expression of the same consciousness that you are, I want you to have the justice that I have. I want you to have the opportunities that I have. Therefore, I'm not going to look at you as a black person. I'm going to look at you as an expression of consciousness in a certain situation. And therefore, if I can help you get a better situation by society changing or even me doing individual things, then that's the way to do it. But I'm doing it because you are an expression of the same consciousness as I am, and I want you to have the same opportunities. I'm not doing it because you're black.